Hey everybody, Nate here from the Tower Grill. I'm going to show you a great way to do tri-tip in the summer with a scratch Caesar salad. We're going to mesquite grill our tri-tip, and there's a couple things we're going to do to our Caesar salad to take it to the next level, but we'll go through that in just a minute. We're going to start with a really nice piece of tri-tip. So pick this up. This is Angus Choice tri-tip. You can see the marbling in it looks really nice. All the grains of the meat go this way, and we're going to talk about the importance of slicing your tri-tip in the correct direction once we get it off the grill. But first, we're going to cook it. We're going to keep this steak super simple. And real quick side note, if you're going to make this recipe for just the two of you or just one person, you don't have to use a whole tri-tip and feed 7 or 8 people. I have 6 kids. We're going to feed a bunch of people, so I'm going to cook a whole tri-tip. If you want to buy a single sirloin steak, a New York strip, a ribeye, a filet, or whatever your favorite piece of steak is, or grill some shrimp or some chicken, that's fine too, but I'm not going to show you that today. We're going to focus on tri-tip because this is what I know. So we're going to start by just seasoning our tri-tip with salt and pepper really well, and it's going to seem like a lot of seasoning. But what you got to remember with tri-tip is it's a pretty thick piece of meat, and when you slice it, you're just getting the seasoning, that crust around the very outside. Everything else inside is just the flavor that comes naturally with the meat. So I'm going to put a pretty nice salt and pepper crust on here. And again, you can adjust this to your taste if you have dietary restrictions with salt. You can add garlic, you can add paprika, you can add whatever dry rub you want. But because we've got so much great stuff going on with this scratch Caesar dressing on the salad, we're going to keep it super simple. I did earlier light my grill. We got some natural lump mesquite charcoal going in our chimney. Gave it about a half an hour for the coals to get nice solid white all the way through. Dumped them out, cleaned off our grill grates. We got our grill rolling over here. All the vents all the way open. If you're a Traeger person or a gas grill guy, I want you to go out and turn your grill up as high as it goes for at least 10 minutes. And I know the pellet grills sometimes take a little bit longer, but get your grill nice and hot, at least 300, 350, 375, 400. So we got our steak seasoned. When I came out here and lit the charcoal about a half an hour ago, I got the tri-tip out of the refrigerator and just kind of let it come up to room temperature. You can put your dry rub on, and then while the coals get ready, that tri-tip can come right up. Another thing I want you to do ahead of time is get a couple eggs out of the fridge. Also set those on your cutting board, get them out on the counter, let those kind of just come up to room temperature. We're going to make Caesar dressing out of those, and we don't want our egg yolks to be super cold. So we're going to let the eggs kind of come up to room temperature. Let's get the steak on the grill. 9 minutes, no peeking, no peeking. Stop flipping and flopping your steak around. 9 minutes, leave it. Okay, so let's get this steak on the grill. No peeking. All right, meat's on the grill. I'm going to show you a quick trick. Everyone has a smartphone. I'm going to ask Siri to start my timer. I use my phone as a timer all the time. I usually have something on my hands or whatever. I can always just say, hey Siri, start a timer for 9 minutes.
Okay, your timer is set
Perfect.
for 9 minutes.
So now I can focus on what I'm doing and not forget about my steak. We don't end up with a charcoal crouton out there and waste our really nice piece of choice Angus tri-tip. So that's going. The second most important thing we need to do is open our bottle of wine. So today's wine, 2017 Reserve Cab from Fugition Family Cellars here in southwestern Idaho, Marsing, the Sunny Slope, Martin. Teresa out at Fugition making some beautiful wine. So this is what we're pairing with your salad and steak today. We're going to get it opened up. One of the fun things I like to do, and everyone talks about open your wine up and let it breathe. You should try it both ways. So we're going to open it up. We got through our wax seal there. That always is beautiful. I love that. This is going to be fantastic. Something about a Caesar salad and a really nice cab is classic, and I don't think we need to rewrite the recipe too much for that. So we're going to stick to the basics on this. Nice clean glass. Let's look at our color. Super pretty. Give it a sniff. Whew, plenty of oak, pepper. Yeah. Super. Oh, that's going to be awesome. So I'm going to let this hang out while we're cooking. It's just going to get better and better and better. But remember that first taste, what it was like. And then as you keep sipping on it and the wine has a chance to get out of the bottle, get some oxygen, you're really going to notice some flavors develop and come out, and I think you're going to be pleased. But it's cool to know the difference. Taste it. Taste it right out of the bottle. Taste it 10 minutes later. Taste it a half an hour later. All right. Caesar dressing, couple things. If you're squeamish about egg yolks and anchovies, you're going to have to get over it, because that's what makes the richness and creaminess of a Caesar salad is the egg yolks. And there's just a beautiful, it's kind of that umami that you can't describe. It's the flavor that we're looking for in a Caesar salad that the anchovy brings, that I will not say is fishy. I know a lot of people that are Caesar salad fans and would not say that they love anchovies. But we're going to utilize them now as a classic recipe for this Caesar salad. So I'm going to start with a clean bowl and some garlic. So we're going to start by taking a couple cloves of garlic. I'm going to use 4 in this recipe. I like really garlicky Caesar dressing. If you like a little bit less, maybe take 1 or 2 out. If you like more, go with 5 or 6. Whatever you want. The easiest way to do it, I have a little bit of salt and pepper here left on my cutting board from seasoning my tri-tip. If you don't, feel free and just grab a pinch, and I just put my garlic clove right on that pile and just give it a smash, right? We're going to smash all of our garlic, get it squished up, and then we're just going to run our knife through it right with the salt, right? Kind of give it a quick mince. It's already chopped up for us here. And we're just going to keep mincing our garlic here. And then once you get it kind of chopped up, the other thing you can do is take your knife, and if you have a chef's knife or a nice Japanese chopping knife like this, you can just push down with the blade and pull, and just smash the garlic. And we're going to kind of just make a paste. Put it back into a pile, pull. Okay, the salt is kind of going to act as an abrasive and break up the garlic a little bit. So later when we're whisking this into our dressing, it gets everywhere, and we just don't have chunks and chunks of raw garlic, right? So we're going to go till that's good. And again, we got plenty of time. It's beautiful outside. So take your time, right? Enjoy the afternoon, evening on the patio. Grab another sip of wine. All right, that's getting about where I like it. Beautiful. All right, so we got our 4 cloves of garlic all minced up and into our bowl. All right, perfect. Now we're going to take a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Okay, about another tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese. 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. We're going to take a lemon, juice from 1 lemon. I'm going to squeeze the juice into my hand and catch the seeds. I'm going to save the lemon half. Don't get rid of that yet, because I want the zest from it also. I love adding lemon zest to pretty much anything that I put lemon juice in. It just really adds another layer, dimension of flavor that I think is worth the time. So microplane, if you don't have one of these, you should have one. And so we're going to just go through real quick. What I like about zesting this after I've squeezed it is I can get my hand inside of the lemon and get a good hold on it. I don't want this thing slipping all over the place. If you've ever grated your knuckles with a microplane, you remember it. And we want you to put love in your food, but not any really actual part of yourself. All right. And don't go too far when you're zesting something. If you're getting into that white stuff, that's called the pith. That's just bitterness. There's nothing good in there. You don't want that. You just want the bright yellow zest on the very outside. So we're just going to work our way around this lemon. Perfect. There we go. Lemon juice is in. Okay. In with the eggs. So we're going to separate our eggs. So we're not putting our whites in. I'm just going to crack this real quick and separate out the yolk from the whites. So we're going to go back and forth with our shell. Perfect, till we have a clean yolk. Into the bowl. Second one. And it sounds like our timer is going off, so we're going to go flip that tri-tip over and come back to our dressing. Egg yolks are in. All right, let's go flip the tri-tip and see how it looks. We go, see it shrunk up quite a bit, right? We're gonna look here and see, oh yeah, look, see we've got this beautiful crust forming, listen. That's my favorite. So, right, 9 minutes, closed, no peeking. So now we're gonna add our anchovy paste. One of the things I like about having anchovy paste around is you can keep it in the fridge. You don't have to open a whole jar, take 2 little anchovy fillets out and use them, and then what do you do with the rest of it? Throw it in a Tupperware, maybe forget about it. This stuff lasts in your fridge for a long time, so I love having it around. So we're also gonna use this as part of our baguette and our when we make our crostini or our crouton later for the salad when we grill our bread. So in goes 2 teaspoons of anchovy paste. And now we're just gonna whisk all this. So we've got our lemon juice, garlic that's been smashed, a little bit of salt, pepper, 2 egg yolks, lemon zest, and we're just gonna get it all combined. And the next part of our dressing, we're gonna start with vegetable oil, and we're just gonna start streaming it in very gently. So whisk quickly and just start streaming in vegetable oil. Caesar dressing can emulsify and take quite a bit more oil than you think. And remember, we've got a lot of flavors going on in here, so we don't want it to be overly strong. I'm gonna stop right about there. I'm gonna say that was probably for a quarter cup. Yep. Sometimes you just gotta go till it looks right. All right, now we're gonna switch to olive oil. And I want this dressing to be pretty loose. I don't want thick, heavy mayo, like store-bought, dressing. I want it to be light, a little thin. I want it to just coat the lettuce. So that's gonna be good right there. So it's pretty thin, definitely emulsified. Little rustic chunks of garlic in there, which is not bad at all. I'm excited about those. And it smells awesome. Whew. Really nice. So dressing is done. Now I'm gonna get our baguette ready. So nice fresh baguette. I'm gonna cut this baby in half this way and then the long way. Watch your fingers. And then we prepared a little bit of anchovy butter. All right, so we got our, this is just regular unsalted butter that I added anchovy paste to, and we melted it and whisked it all together. So again, for those of you who are squeamish about anchovies, I doubt that you'll be able to taste fish on your bread, but you will taste one of the tastiest grilled baguettes you've ever tasted in your life. And most people, if you don't tell them about it, they won't even know that it's there, but they will love it, which is our goal. So we're just gonna brush on our anchovy butter. And we're gonna throw this bread on just at the last minute after we pull our tri-tip off, because we're gonna let it rest for about 5 minutes. So plenty of time to char off a couple cherry tomatoes, grill our bread, and we're gonna peel a couple eggs that we soft boiled. I love a hard-boiled egg with a slightly creamy, runny yolk on the side on a Caesar salad. It kind of plays off of the yolk that's already in the dressing. What we did is just take a couple eggs, put them in room temperature water, turn the stove on, bring them to a boil. Once they're a rolling boil, start a timer for 6 minutes, 5 if you want them really runny, and if you don't want any runny yolks, go 7 or 8 minutes. And play with it yourself. Everyone's stove is a little bit different. Once you get a rolling boil, start that timer. As soon as that timer is up, go ahead and dump the hot water out, rinse it with cold water, and then you can peel your eggs or put them in the fridge to use anytime. They are awesome to add on all kinds of things. So we got 2 more minutes before our tri-tip is ready. We're gonna get the lettuce out of the fridge and talk about the lettuce that we're using before we dress our salad, and we'll go from there. All right, time to get the tri-tip off the grill and then get started with building our salad. So over to the grill we go. I'm gonna give it a quick push. I've cooked enough of these to know that that's about medium. And I'm very happy with the color on it all the way around. If you want a little more medium well, you can go a little bit longer, but I think that's gonna be perfect for us. We're gonna let that rest for about 5 minutes. Real quick, We're gonna throw our bread right on the hot coals here, not on the coals, right on the hot grates, and get some really nice color. I like some char on my bread. You might call it burnt, but I love a really crispy baguette. Again, we're taking the place of croutons. And I'm just gonna throw a handful of cherry tomatoes in their little rows here. Let those blister a little bit and hang out while we get our salad dressed. We're gonna give those about 2.5 minutes. All right, so earlier, I got some of these beautiful little artisan romaine heads. I think you can get these at most grocery stores. I know Costco carries them. And if you just go ahead and take the end off, get rid of that. You can stack up your leaves. Go ahead and rinse them all. And you can do this way ahead of time. Rinse them. Dry them, make sure they're not wet, soggy, and left out on the counter. Get them good and dry, put them back in the fridge so they stay nice and crunchy. You really want your lettuce to be crunchy for a Caesar salad. We're contrasting a hot steak, really garlicky dressing, some charred hot bread, and cold, crunchy romaine lettuce. So these really have, a nice snap. Super tasty. So once you get your lettuce leaves all flaked out, we're just gonna toss them. And I'm gonna use my hands. You can use tongs, you can use whatever you want. But we have the leaves from 2 heads. And we're just gonna get in there and toss these. You can chop them up if you prefer. But we're just gonna toss them and just get them evenly coated all the way around. And then we're gonna stack up our leaves. I'm gonna put these over in the corner on the plate, and you can plate it however you want, but I'm gonna plate this up like this. And I like these big rustic pieces of lettuce. A little more dressing on that guy there. That's probably good. Set this aside. Clean our hands off and let's go flip our bread over. Well, just starting to get some grill marks, so we're just going to give those another minute. This one's a little more done. That's beautiful. Beautiful. One of the things about cooking with coals, sometimes you get one hot spot and others, so you just got to wait. It's done when it's done. That's kind of the art of barbecue, right? We don't have any color on our cherry tomatoes yet. We're going to give those another minute or two while the other side of this bread toasts up. While we're waiting for that, we're going to start slicing our tri-tip. One of the most important parts about slicing tri-tip is making sure you're slicing it the proper direction. You might see a piece of meat like this and think, I'm going to start right here and work my way this way. And that would be wrong. You can look at this piece of meat and the grains of the meat actually go this way. And so if you were to slice from here this way, you can see all the lines. I don't know if you can see it. You can see here very well. All the grains, all the meat goes this way. And if we slice with the grain, we're going to have a very chewy, tough piece of meat. So if you slice with the grain, you'll be able to see it. There's long muscle fibers, right? So what I do when I slice a tri-tip is start right here at the tip in the middle and slice it in half. Right? Beautiful, medium. And then 90 degrees, turn it sideways and slice this way. So it's nice thin slices. And we're going across the grain now, all the way across. I can smell just the salt and pepper and just that beefy. Wow, yeah, just really excited about this. Look at all this juice. We don't want to waste any of that, so I'm going to grab a plate and we'll get all this meat onto it so we don't waste any. Sometimes it's helpful if you have your tri-tip cut like this. You can stand it up, and now we're slicing across the grain and we have a flat surface to rest the meat on. And careful, again, it's hot, so. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna get our bread off the grill and we're ready to plate. Beautiful, now our tomatoes are starting to get some color. Awesome, just starting to burst. Look at that beautiful baguette, that anchovy butter on it. So we're gonna grab these guys off. Bring them over here. All right, I'm gonna bring our dressed lettuce right over here to the grill and just put our charred cherry tomatoes right here on the side. Then our non-cherry tomato lovers or non-tomato lovers can skip that portion. We got our beautiful medium grilled tri-tip. Our leaves are dressed, our tomatoes are charred. We're gonna take some of this tri-tip, fan it out like this, right here on the side. And we're gonna take our baguette, a couple long croutons here, just like that. All right, let's get our eggs out. I'm gonna put a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese over the top. All right, last thing, just top this thing off with these beautiful hard-boiled eggs. Chop them up real quick. We're gonna tuck them around the corners. All right, like this here. There we go. All right, and then just one more fresh squeeze of lemon over the top. And just top it off with some fresh black pepper. I like a lot of pepper, so we're gonna be here for a second. And there it is. Mesquite grilled, tri-tip, homemade Caesar salad, anchovy butter, baguette, soft-boiled eggs, and grilled cherry tomatoes. This beautiful glass 2017 Reserve Cab from Fugition. I hope you guys enjoyed this combo. I enjoyed making it with you. And I'm gonna go eat it now. Cheers.